Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures, and today we have two more Riot Quest models, because slowly but surely we are going to keep acquiring them, it seems, and honestly I've had a lot of fun painting them so far. Today we have Harlowe Holdemhigh and Gorman the Mad. You get a good look at him here, and we actually have a painted sample. That's nice and appreciated. This is a scout. And you are a rogue, even though you got your gun thing. So let's take a look at side. So in case you're not familiar, Riot Quest is Privateer's new kind of arena-based skirmish combat game, kind of akin to Artesia and Warhammer Underworld. So you have your stat cards here, and then everybody has their own special loot that you can acquire during the match. And there are a couple of expansions that actually have special loot. Yeah, I think we shut off a Weird Wendell. That's it. So anyway, here's Gorman, and I want to say he's actually based on a pre-existing Warmachine character. I wanted to say Ragman, but that's somebody totally different. There's the alchemist guy. I think that's what this is. Well, that's actually a lot of parts for one of these models. You can see here he's going to be kind of skulking. The leg there, his gun with a very delicate and thin wire, but that's okay because you can at least kind of mold and mush it to the location that you wish. And then finally we have his head. And am I putting it on the correct direction? That's entirely debatable. No, I'm not. Hard to see, but he is wearing a gas mask underneath that. And a 30mm base, which is very typical of a human-sized model in Privateer's games. We have put them on, and let's take a look at Harlowe Holdemhigh. It's hard for me justifying the cost of dwarf models, and it's mostly just because they tend to be kind of tiny. Dematerializer. I like his kind of highwayman look. Alright, what do you have for us, Harlowe? Not a whole lot, thankfully. You've got a hand and a base. Actually, that's not too small. Do you want to fit on your base at the moment? I'm going to have to do, like, significant cutting. He doesn't want to fit on his base. Fine. You can at least see size-wise. He's short, but, no. Volume-wise, he's not bad. And I like the fact that it's very specifically keyed in for his arm there rather than just a random ball-jointed plug, because sometimes those don't work as well as they should. Detail is quite nice. Never had an issue with the metals or resins from modern-day Privateer. And all the parts are accounted for, so that's always a plus. Give me a sec, I'm going to glue them together, and we'll see how they stack up to other models that we have laying around. So we got Gorman and Harlowe all put together. Not that it really required that much. And I really dig Harlowe's look here. Bit of a highwayman, bit of a Brotherhood of the Wolf vibe going on with him, because that's immediately what comes to mind whenever I think of a tricorner hat and the brim of your jacket covering up your face as such. I don't care if there's any historical significance or relevance or meaning behind it, but that's the first thing that comes to my mind. So yeah, I dig that. Gorman here, still the Mad Gasser, gives me a 1940s Jack Kirby Sandman vibe. Nothing wrong with that. I'm aware that this is actually a model that exists already in the Mercenaries faction in Warmachine. I'm not as up on my mercs as I was with things like Khador and the Trollbloods, but that's another story. Anyway, really, it just feels like I'm regurgitating the same couple of lines over and over when I talk about these, but the quality is there. I really dig Privateer's metals. They've never done me wrong in that regard, plus their resins have been really nice too, and everybody likes to bitch and moan about their old plastics and how horrible they were, and I mean, you know, they weren't any worse than what a lot of the other companies were putting out at the time, and I've been going on a bit of a tirade now, but anyway, let's grab a couple actual Riot Quest models and see how they stack up. So obviously our friend here is a little bit taller, but that's okay. Gorman is a little hunched over, and I can't remember the names. I'm drawing blanks today, dude. Dang. Well, They fit in if you're going to use them in any kind of other capacity in an Iron Kingdoms styled game. I do believe they actually have rules in the War Room for all the Riot Quest models, so if you want to use them as a hero or a solo or whatever, I mean, you totally could do that. Me, I'm going to enjoy continuing to paint and build these guys because they just offer a nice, unique take on stuff from the Iron Kingdoms, which I really dig. I just don't have the time, patience, or energy to sit down and play out the math that's going to get involved in a really hardcore game of Warmachine or Hordes. I can handle a skirmish game, and it seems like I say this every time I'm doing one of these Riot Quest videos too. We're getting through it. I've got 2 more guys I'm in the process of painting right now. I want full painted teams for both me and my opponent, so hopefully we'll get to that point soon and actually get to play the game as it was intended. In the meantime, at least, I'm sure this guy's going to be pulling some double duty in a Kings of War Vanguard warband with some dwarves. Whether they're good ones or abyssal ones, remains to be seen, but yeah, he's one of my top priorities for getting painted soon. That's why this video has got to get put up. So hopefully, if you are interested even remotely in Riot Quest, or at least in Privateer style, and not wanting to paint up an entire unit of similar looking models, I think Riot Quest is worth taking a look at because the sculpts do have a lot of charm and character to them. So with that said, I'll put a link down below to Privateer's store because that's about the only place that seems to regularly stock these or show what's coming out, so do keep an eye on that. And I will bid you all a fond farewell. This has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.